I think with me just being a young black man out here, I think I want to have my own business. I want to work for me. I don't want to work for anyone else. I can. I see people do it, working in the industry. I can be, grow old up to 60 some years old, just working in the kitchen behind the scenes, day-to-day job. That's not what I want to do. I want to travel. I want a vacation. But you can't just travel on vacation. You got to put in the work. Exactly. And that's what I'm going to do. So from the start, I was just like, what does Chayse want to do? What do I?
Hey, sexy team! Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a little Q&A with Chayse Deandré. We're just going to get to know about his brand a little bit, keep it sexy, and just ask a few personal questions so you guys get to know him a little bit better. Stay tuned. And by the way, okay, so we know that you're a chef, but we're trying to get to know the real you.
The real me.
If there's a real you. So tell me about yourself. Where did you grow up?
Well, my name is Chayse. I'm 20 years old. I grew up in Bowie, Maryland. I was originally born in Moco, Montgomery County, but I was raised here, born and raised, still here.
Are you going to stay in Maryland, or do you plan on moving out the state?
I'm definitely going to progress out of the state. Like, I think my next home will be LA. That's really where I want to go. Like, I know it's so far-fetched from here, and it's a whole different lifestyle, but that's kind of what I want to go for and go into.
You don't think you want to bring the DMV up and just make it a poppin'?
Most definitely I will, but I think I need to go set myself somewhere else and come up and then be back home. Because this is home. This is where home. It has to be popping here. So when I come here, DMV, we're very judgmental. So I need to be popping when I come back.
When you come back, so you can just,
When I come home, I need to bring it home all the way, you know what I mean?
I understand. I feel you with that one. So how did your love for cooking start?
I think my love for cooking started when I was a child, just being around my family. I have a very big family, so lots of cooks on my dad's side, lots of cooks on my mom's side. Growing up, cooking every day, it was just like in the family type thing, so I think that's kind of where it came from. Yeah. And I wasn't a kid who was always like into sports and things of that nature, so it was just like, oh, cooking, that's my go-to. This is what I like to do, and like from there, that was my interest, and I just started.
Your family, who inspired you to start cooking?
I would have to say my grandmother, just because she did live with us back in the day. So growing up, she was the main one who was cooking. So I was more attracted to her cooking in the kitchen rather than my mom because she was working so much. So I would definitely say my grandmother. But moving forward, lots of family members have taught me so much.
Yeah. So what keeps you driven? What keeps you going?
I think the goal of everyone just like looking up to me and saying, dang, he's doing it, is kind of my goal. Like, I want to provide for my family and provide for my future family that I'm going to, eventually have and make it my own. So I think that's kind of what keeps me driven.
I know you went to school for a while. What school did you go to?
I went to the Art Institute of Washington in Arlington, Virginia.
Oh, how was that?
It was okay. School isn't for everybody, so I think when I went to school, I was more so like, oh yes, I'm ready to cook, I'm ready to get into everything, and they were just like, no, English, math, and I was like, I'm not really here for this. But sooner or later, we did progress into the kitchens, and that's when I kind of got my love for it. But sooner or later, I started working so much, it was kind of more so like, I'm learning more working. Yeah. Rather than actually in school, and sometimes that is okay. It does happen like that sometimes, so that's what happened with me. But eventually, I'm going to go back and finish up.
I was about to ask you. So, do you think people should go to school or just start in restaurants? What do you think is beneficial?
It's so hard to say actually, because you never want to tell people to not go to school.
Yeah.
Learning
education is important, guys.
Education is always important. My dad always told me to learn as much as you can about the business. However, some people learn better with experience, and some people learn better, just like learning in school and stuff like that. So I think with me, I definitely for sure learned better in the culinary field rather than being in the kitchens. Because in the kitchen, I'm just like, oh, this is school. I really don't care about it as much, even though I'm doing what I love. I'm just not like so tedious to get to working. But rather than when you're at a job, it's like you're on the job, you got to perform, you got to do your job. So I learned better in the field. However, to each his own.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a brand.
We do have a brand. Keep it sexy.
Tell me about the brand. Elaborate
a little bit. Well, Keep It Sexy generally started when I was working at a restaurant in Chinatown, D.C. My chef would always say, because I was like a garnisher back in the day, so doing the finishing touch-ups of the dishes, you always want to keep it sexy. When the dish is going to a customer, you got to keep it sexy. That's what you're presenting to the guests, and you always want them to come back and expect the same thing and expect greatness. So it was just like, oh, you know, keep it sexy, make it look good, and that stuck with me in my head. So I took it. You know,
they didn't copyright that.
My chef in school always say, you know, the best idea is a stolen one. Not that it was a stolen one, because it was just like something that we would both say. So we kind of like came up with it on our own, not more so just her. So I took it and I was just like, you know, I like that name, and you know, me being a cook, that's what I want to do. So I was like, I want to start my own business, and while I was just thinking the names, I'm like, what did I say? You know, keep it sexy is different. Nobody's thought of it, and I just think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, definitely feel like I'm Mal's chef too. You know? Out here, he's single, guys. He's single. But so, like, what does it mean to you? Keep it sexy, because people see it and they're like, okay, yeah, like.
I think keep it sexy means to me, you know, just selling great food. It's not just about the food; it's the art and the beauty and the nature of the food. So it just goes so far beyond just the taste of the food. It's the whole aspect of the food. You know what I mean?
So you're gonna just start catering?
I am gonna start off with my catering business just to jumpstart, but I want to go into so much. You know, I want to do TV shows. I want to do tutorials. Like there's so much that I want to do with it, and I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna take it far. You know?
All right, put it out there.
It's out in the world.
Exactly. So, what are your goals, and where do you see yourself in the next few years with this brand?
With my brand, I see myself having my own kitchen space somewhere. Not to necessarily say not in the DMV, but somewhere I will, you know, start off my catering business, and in a few years, business will be booming. Hopefully I'll have my own TV show by then. You know, my team is going strong. Hopefully we'll have a bigger team, bring in more people, and you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Who is your team, by the way? You said
so right now I just have a few people. I have my business partner, Cameron Moore. I also have bringing in a few more cooks with me, because I'm the only cook as of right now, and I'm bringing in a few more cooks. I have my lovely assistant, Michaela Roberts, and then I have another team member. You know,
another team member. Okay, so you have this brand. Do you plan on like branching out into restaurant business?
For sure. In the future, and that's the scary part of it. Learning in school, you learn not just the cooking side, but also the business side. So it's a little scary, because this is a fact. 90% of restaurants fail when they first jump start.
Yeah.
So I would say it is a little scary, but I definitely do want to eventually own my own restaurant. So that's something that
we're gonna wait on that a little bit.
Maybe so.
What kind of cuisine are you chefing up?
I think I'm gonna do a little bit of everything. You know, I like a little bit of everything. You know, American cuisine. I love the Caribbean cuisines.
Yeah.
You know, I might do a little Italian. So I think just a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah. So I know you're just starting your brand, but have you faced any obstacles or hardships during this process, even like school or work?
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Like, you know, have you ever felt like you're just like, you try to make these steps, you take 2 steps back and then get knocked down 10 steps?
Not necessarily yet, I wouldn't say. I definitely think with me being so young in the field, I definitely have a jump start in doing things and time to kind of just like sit back, relax, and learn a little bit. But no, I don't think I've faced any hard obstacles yet. However, I have so many mentors that they kind of just give me a lot of information, so I kind of sit back and I'm just like avoiding things, and I'm kind of like, whoa, you know what I mean? Watching out for different things. So I don't think I faced any. I hope not to face any yet, but if I do, I'll
comes. Yeah, it
it'll
comes.
make me stronger. I'll grow
so what advice would you give the upcoming chefs or anybody just like trying to make their own brand?
I would definitely say stick to what you know, stick to your business, and learn everything about your business and what you want to do with it. You know, you can't just jump into a field and say, this is what I want to do, and not know anything about it, not learn anything about it, not want to really get to studying it. You have to study. You have to take your time out to study your business, you know?
For sure. You're out here answering questions like a pro.
I try to do my thing.
All right, so how do you think your brand is going to stand out from the rest? Because we have so many, like the food industry is booming, guys. And I know y'all be watching Food Network. We got a Rachel Ray's and a Paula Dean. So Chayse Walker, how is your brand going to stand out?
I think Keep It Sexy is just, it's going to stand on its own, because I'm going to bring something different with not just, you know, the basic, oh, here's your food, stuff like that.
Exactly.
I'm going to keep it sexy all the way, and I'm going to bring it full throttle, so I'm coming strong.
First. Who's your current chef idol?
I would have to say Anthony Bourdain, just because he's been in the business so long. I've read all of his books. That's my mentor for real. I just look up to him, so that I would have to say my idol. Second best, I would say Chef Roble.
For sure.
Yeah.
Young, black man.
Educated, in here, doing it.
Definitely. But Chayse, I appreciate you letting me ask these questions, excuse me. And I really hope that your business booms. And guys, if you need any food, all that this one.
Hey guys, I'm Chayse Deandré and you're watching the Keep It Sexy channel. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at Keep It Sexy & Co.